portable monitors have been gaining ground lately, with tons of cheap and affordable options out there. But if you're shopping for one, the problem is that there's not a lot of options from well-known brands. A case in point is the Arzopa. The first time I heard of them was when they reached out to me to honestly review the Z1FC, a 16-inch 144Hz portable gaming monitor. Arzopa may not be a familiar name, but they've been established in 2020 and has branches across the US and Asia. In fact, if you're in the Philippines, you can get this on Lazada for 6,299 pesos or roughly 110 US dollars as of this video. Links in the description box below if you're interested. I've been using the Arzopa Z1FC for about a month now. It's mainly paired with my PS5 and Nintendo Switch, but sometimes it's a secondary monitor for my MacBook Pro M1. Throughout my experience, the Z1FC surprised me. I don't think I have anything bad to say other than the huge chin bezel, but what really stood out to me is their patented stand design, which is similar to the Nintendo Switch. While the monitor is made of plastic, the stand is made of metal and feels rigid thanks to the resistance the hinge provides. Although it may look flimsy, it's actually a bit sturdy, especially when you place it vertically. That's right, the Z1FC supports vertical orientation as well. What's keeping the monitor in place though are these rubber feet. The monitor only weighs 0.7 kilograms, so it's not going to feel heavy in the bag if you plan to bring it with you. Part of the reason why it's lightweight is the lack of a built-in battery. However, the MacBook Pro M1 is able to power the monitor using only one C2C cable, although the battery life of the MacBook is expected to be shorter. In my use case, I can still get 4 hours of usage out of my MacBook. All ports and buttons are on the left-hand side. There are 3 cables included in the box already, a C2C cable, a C2A cable, and a mini HDMI to HDMI cable. Either USB-C ports can be used as a power input or a video out, which is what I use to connect to my Switch. There are speaker holes on both sides of the monitor, but the quality is not something you would enjoy while playing games, since it's tinny and a bit weak unless you max out the volume. I wish that there was a headphone jack, though, for just a better sound experience. The monitor supports iPhone mirroring, but you need to buy an adapter from a third-party vendor. For the display, this is a 144Hz 16.1-inch diagonal screen with an IPS panel and a 16:9 aspect ratio. It's capable of displaying 16.7 million colors on a 1080p resolution, and although there's no HDR support, there is an HDR option in the OSD for some reason. I tried making it work using my PS5, but I never got an accurate representation of HDR. My advice is to keep the color profile in standard or SDR. The rest of the specs indicate a 1200:1 contrast ratio, 100% color gamut, and 300 nits peak brightness. With the PS5, the default setting is 1080p at 60Hz, but once you start a game that supports a high refresh rate like God of War Ragnarok, the monitor will switch to 120Hz automatically. Playing Ragnarok, I have no problems with the details and colors of the game since we're playing on a smaller screen. The text and graphics look sharper even at 1080p. 300 nits brightness may seem dim, but I think because of the matte finish of the screen, it disperses light reflections effectively to the point where the screen is still visible and usable even in bright indoor environments. With a Nintendo Switch, you don't need a dock to use the monitor. You can use the cable included in the box to connect the Switch directly to the monitor. However, you need a separate power source to run the monitor. Since the Switch detects itself as it's connected to a dock, you need to disconnect the Joy-Cons from the display to use the Switch. Using the MacBook Pro M1, the Z1FC has no problem acting as a secondary monitor. As far as color matching goes, the monitor has a strong green tint which you can easily fix by adjusting the green color in the OSD. With some little tweaking, I was able to match the monitor to the display of the MacBook as closely as possible. Interestingly, the color rendition is very close despite being an 8-bit monitor. However, you won't get that retina-like sharpness quality here due to the way Apple handles external monitors. There are fixes on the internet, but some research and trials are required. it's not a monitor problem per se, but rather an Apple problem. With a Windows laptop, scaling won't be a problem. All in all, I really like the Arzopa Z1FC. Unless you need HDR gaming or a built-in battery, this is a great choice if you want a portable gaming monitor that looks good and performs fast. If there's one more thing I wish Arzopa does next time, that's to provide a longer cable. I'm really constricted with the short cable provided in the box. But that's it for this one. Drop a sub or like if you feel like supporting the channel. And as always, until the next one, stay safe.